Hi, we're back.
Don't trip.
Yeah. I reckon we are nearing the point of being ready.
Why is everything so far from this table?
This is the first one to play, right?
Yeah, we're gonna skip rounds 0 and 1. Brackets are on the website.
Yep. So we are starting with round 2. And I can't think of anything else that is stopping us from getting this show on the road. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna click the play button, and that will be the start of the. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna make an announcement first because we're actually
starting
early.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, have we started anything early so far?
No.
I'm gonna make an
never been
announcement
early.
in the Discord, and then wait a few minutes, and then we'll get started.
Okay. I think the first time you were on time was when we closed submissions, which was kind of harsh. Glazed or chocolate donut holes? I prefer chocolate.
Okay, I have made a suitably hype announcement on the Discord. Our viewers have dropped slightly in the past few minutes, but we will ignore that because I'm sure that many would be tuning in shortly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will get started. Did you only get glazed and chocolate donut
It's
holes?
the only ones they had.
No. Okay. I guess I can't blame you then.
Or is it like pumpkin?
What?
What else is there?
They usually have jelly.
Oh, I hate jelly.
Really?
Yeah. I like custard-filled donuts, but not the jelly-filled donuts.
Huh. That's surprising. It so says Battlecode seating tournament.
It does.
For me at least. Maybe I just need to refresh.
How much time do I have to upload my bot? For the international calls? It's too late for that. If it's for the US quals, I think deadline is Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
That's to show that you still have time for the open tournament. And if you miss the qualifying deadline, we'll still run the tournament with an old submission of your bot if you've submitted anything. Which is actually what happened to me when I did Battlecode.
I'm excited to see all the new maps today.
Yeah. Shall we start a bit early? I see no harm in starting early.
Sure. Why not?
Worst case scenario, people just miss a few games, but
Yeah.
that's fine. No. I'll pass. The deadline for US, I believe, is tomorrow.
Sunday.
At 8 p.m.
Yeah.
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 The tournament
Sorry,
will be on
did I say
Monday.
otherwise? Maybe you should, like, come out.
Come out. So I don't block you. Yes.
So we don't just see the side of your head.
That's true.
Just to see the front of your head.
Okay, I am going to click the play button. This is the International Qualifying Tournament for Battlecode 2018.
We're taking the top 4.
In a few hours, 4 teams will have qualified for the MIT Final Tournament. Woo, I think that's pretty exciting. So let's get started. I'm clicking the play button, and hopefully nothing crashes. This is Salty Noob Army versus Ledge. So right off the bat, Ledge seems to have moved forwards with its workers, and now it's not moving its workers.
The Salty Noob Army is doing some bugging. Do you want to zoom in?
Yeah, why don't I? It sort of looks like... Oh, no way, Salty Noob Army has some rockets.
Let's speed this up.
Yeah, I'm gonna speed this up a bit. That's too fast. I'm gonna go for middle. That's still too fast. I'm gonna go for that much. I think that's good. What do you think,
Okay,
Gina?
it looks great. Well, now they're stuck in a corner.
But it does have rockets. And it clearly has more unit value.
Now, they may have rocket building code, but do they have rocket loading code?
Whoa, that is... I did something weird there. But yeah.
Also, if you press X, you can switch planets. There's nothing on that planet. So Salty Noob Army wins.
Yeah.
Due to some crazy thing.
Oh,
the
flood. Oh, it looks like...
Oh,
that's what happened. It got
the
flooded.
water is
yeah,
covering
okay.
Earth. Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
How clever.
Okay, so Salty Noob Army wins the first.
This is round 2.
Yeah.
I think right now we're top. Let me check. I think it's top 64.
But this time
right
Ledge
now.
is doing stuff. That's
This
interesting.
time Ledge is doing stuff.
It's building a lot of combat units,
I
actually.
wonder if it ran out of time earlier. I think it just ran out of time. That's why they stopped doing everything.
Yeah, I wonder what was up with...
And then
They
Red
must
gets
have
stuck in
ran
a
out
corner
of time,
again.
like really early or something.
Are those knights? Those are knights.
Those are
I'm
nice,
really
yeah.
happy. So it looks like if things keep going like this, Red is going to win because Red is on Mars. So they have successful rocket code.
Salty Noob Army seems to have a strategy. It's not really using its combat units, but it does have them.
Well, I guess there's no need to.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are those workers? Healers? None.
Okay, again the flood wipes out Ledge, and Salty Noob Army moves on. Okay, so now we are going on to round 3. Oh, not round 3. This is LTU versus Falcon W. So what round is this? How many people are in this round?
I think 32 people are in winners round 2.
Okay.
So
this is the round of 32, but there's also probably an equal amount of people in the losers bracket right now.
yeah. So
Oh,
if you,
whoa, that's so cool to watch.
That's a lot of.
That's so weird how they left the edge carbonite.
Maybe they just weren't wide enough.
And then
to
they
fill
did.
it up.
Oh no. Oh no.
Wait, did they run out of time? Yeah, they probably ran out of time.
Yeah.
And LTU's gonna destroy it with. Are those knights?
Not gonna lie, Falcon W has a lot of carbonite.
a
They
night
still
rush?
are exceeding them for total value.
I think this is gonna win by destruction though, which is
Yeah.
exciting. I like seeing wins by destruction rather than because
Yeah.
I didn't go to Mars.
Although that almost hit
That was close.
the end,
Look,
yeah.
there's mages too.
Damn, yeah. Okay, so LTU takes the first match. And now we're moving on to the second map.
Interesting. So that was some good pathing by Falcon W. Quickly ended up on the other
I'm gonna
side.
slow this down ever so slightly. That's good. That's good speed.
Falcon W has some interesting swarming code, but they just keep running out of time.
Yeah, I think they just created a few too many units. Look at that worker. That worker is sad that it is not doing anything
It
right
looks
now.
kind of happy to me.
It does look kind of happy. But it would be happier if it were doing something right
That's
now.
true. Everyone wants to feel productive in life.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. LTU is sniping workers across the gap.
Well, not actually sniping.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. LTU
Okay.
wins.
LTU moves on.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats.
Good win by destruction.
In our next game of this round of 32, we move on to Battlecode versus Smoking Cobra.
Cattle code.
And,
Oh, because code.
Battlecode won quite
Nice.
quickly. Okay, so,
Probably an exception.
yeah. Although
On
Smoking
those
Cobra
lines.
must have
They
won
made
a
it
game
this
to have
far.
gotten here. I suspect that's a one-off thing.
Let's check the next one.
Yeah.
What a sad way to go, says Print LN High. Indeed. It is a sad way to
Okay.
go.
Well, Smoking Cobra, you have a wonderful avatar, but so does Battlecode. So I guess we just have to move on.
What? Very sad. Very sad.
Yeah. Now we move on to Orbitary Graph versus
Unstoppables.
Unstoppables.
This kind of looks like the Fool's Gold.
Wow, Unstoppable.
but not
Orbitary
really.
Graph is
It's kind of small.
wow. That was
Wait.
that was really.
Well, Orbitary
Wait,
Graph.
hold on. We're on round 3.
Oh.
How did that happen?
Let me see.
We were just on round 2.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Oh. Oh, it looks like the JSON might be
Yeah, we're working this
bad.
out. We might have a mild issue. Give us a sec.
Give me a sec. That's so... Oh! I know. It's because, the numbers here match up differently. So we're actually watching, we actually just watched Losers Round 1B. So now we're on Winners Round 2. Because it's, like, indexed. Just like that.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why we only watched 3 matches.
And
Wait,
that
so
makes
there-
sense because Arbitrary Graph is the #1 seed.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
So this is actually Winners Round 2.
So this is correct.
Losers Round 1B.
Yeah. Okay.
We can resume now.
Yeah. Thanks, Twitch chat. You guys are all right.
Yeah. They know it before
yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
that test math? LOL.
So
I don't think
yeah.
so. Wait,
So
it might be because of
is it?
all the carbonite.
What is
Wait,
max?
shoot.
Whoa. Oh, I'm pressing command. That explains it. Okay.
Okay, let's just keep going.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. So Arbitrary Graph moves on. Unstoppables is knocked down to the losers bracket.
An interesting map.
Yeah.
It's like,
And, oh, hold on. Yeah, that was only the first game. But yeah, we do see that in the second game of this series. Arbitrary Graph does pretty well again. And so Unstoppables will be knocked down indeed, and Arbitrary Graph moves on. Now we are looking at Uncharted versus Honey Badger.
okay, I must go, but I think Drew will be back in like 30
Okay,
minutes.
awesome.
Have fun.
So I will be solo streaming for a little bit, so you guys will be stuck with me. But yeah, wow, this is some interesting combat. It looks really back and forth, but I think Uncharted definitely has the upper hand right now. Those knights are kiting those rangers? That's not a strategy, but okay, yeah. Uncharted does end up winning. It looks like they even had some rockets at the end there, so they were doing pretty well for themselves. Uncharted takes the first game in this best of 3. And let's see how they do on the second map. Again, Uncharted has already won one of the games. It looks pretty even so far. Honey Badger getting aggressive with workers, and now with rangers. A lot of Uncharted's units are pretty low. That suggests that they may be pulling back injured units really effectively. Uncharted is definitely getting the upper hand in these engagements. Yeah. Uncharted definitely has the upper hand. Oh, but Honey Badger is on Mars. Uncharted is going to be going to Mars soon as well. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. There's Uncharted. His units are unloading, and I don't think Honey Badger has any combat units. Wow, that's such a swarm that's only landed. I think Uncharted must have launched all of its rockets just before the flood. Yeah. Uncharted ends up winning this. Chesney, you could submit a bot through the, like, the client. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna move on. So, Uncharted will be moving on, and Honey Badger is getting knocked down. Okay, this is Tick Your Last Tack versus Commander of... I assume there's a word there, it just got chopped off. Commander of Cheese would be my guess. Whoa, that was an early mage from Tick Your Last Tack. Looks like Commander of Cheese has Whoa, that's not the name I thought it was going to be. Commander of Chuchichashli. Chuchichashli. I don't know if that's right, but that's about as close as I think I can do. Okay, let's go. Commander of won the first match. I'm going to keep calling him Commander of Cheese because that's so much easier to pronounce. So far, I think we've yet to see a series actually go to a third match. These have all been pretty one-sided so far, but it looks like Tick Your Last Tack does have the upper hand here. We might actually see a third match out of this series. And yeah, Tick Your Last Tack, it's now 1-1, and we're going to the third map. We'll get to see what it looks like. And this is the third map. This is a very interesting map. It's got very thin paths throughout the map. Pathfinding is definitely going to be important here. Tick Your Last Tack again with that really early mage, but it just gets shut down. Awesome one day. Let me look at that. Bam. I'm now on the bottom right. Is that better? Yeah. So Tick Your Last Tack has definitely got the upper hand. It looks like Commander of Cheese beat them to Mars, but Tick Your Last Tack followed suit. And they clearly have the upper hand here. And there we go. That is a victory for Tick Your Last Tack in our first 3-game series. So Commander of Cheese will be knocked down and Tick Your Last Tack will be advancing onwards. Now we're going on to Markov Chain Gang versus Black Straight. Both teams going for very factory-heavy initial builds. Black Straight with a really early rocket. I don't know if you guys saw that. But even with that early rocket, they're clearly having the upper hand in these combat engagements early on. It looked like Markov Chain Gang was using some healers to great effect, but it wasn't enough. On the second map, Black Straight is up 1 game, and Markov Chain Gang, this time they're going for the early strat. That's really decisive. Okay, so we're going to a third game again. Back to this map. So it's 1-1. Markov Chain Gang really harvesting a lot of early carbonite. Definitely doing a better job of that than Black Straight. Their unit value is way higher. And yeah, they're easily going to win this one. Black Straight just not harvesting enough carbonite in the early game. So Markov Chain Gang will be advancing on. Now on to Oak's Disciples versus You What Mate. Wow, that is... Oh, wait, I want to see that again. That was quite intense. Wow, just spreads across the map instantly. That's really cool. Oak's Disciples doing a really solid job there of just grabbing every bit of carbonite it can. Well done to them. Okay, yeah, Twitch chat, I'm checking you guys every so often, so just let me know if there's anything I can do to make the viewing experience better. I will do my utmost. Okay. Anyways, this is the second game of this series, and we see You What Mate seems to have frozen, unfortunately. They're not really doing much. And yeah, Oak's Disciples ends up taking this. Oak's Disciples will move on, and You What Mate is knocked down to the losers bracket. Now we are onto the Breastplate versus Ball Fox. Whoa! Hold on, that was another crazy, like, worker replication expansion. I want to see that again. Look at that. I don't know why you do that necessarily, but it was really cool to watch. Yeah, unfortunately that technique is not paying off for Ballfox, but the breastplate stretcher, good Game of Thrones reference, is going to take this first game. On to the second map. It looks pretty close so far, honestly. I think the Ballfox is definitely winning this one. Okay, so on to a third game. Let's see how we do on this map. I don't know what this map is called, but I do love this map. This map looks really cool. I love how it just has chunks taken out of it. I don't know if we've seen Mars. Yeah, we've seen Mars. Mars isn't as cool, but Earth is amazing. I love that. Anyways, let's get this started. Ballfox going for like a worker rush strategy. That's kind of like what they did in the first game, where they just sent workers at the enemy, and it didn't seem to work very well. They didn't have the time to build up their forces. And so I guess because of that, the breastplate stretcher will be advancing on, and Ballfox is knocked down to the lower bracket. Anyways, we are now on to match 7 of this round of... I'm pretty sure this is a round of 32, so that means there's 16 matches. We're on to Companion Cubes versus Broccoli Bros. Well, Broccoli Bros doing the same sort of thing, just sending its workers at the enemy. They've got some early rockets, but I don't think they managed to land any of them. So Companion Cubes will get a really early win. Okay, Companion Cubes is up 1 game. But let's see if Broccoli Bros can redeem themselves. They're building some rockets. Well, they've blueprinted some rockets, but they didn't even seem to be building them. So that will be it for Broccoli Bros. They are knocked down to the low bracket. They'll still have a chance to climb their way back up, but Companion Cubes will be advancing on to the round of 16. As a reminder, the top 4 will be advancing on to be in the finalists. Moving on to Code Olympians versus 319. I wonder what the story behind 319 is. Why 319? Why not 320 or 321? Well, whatever the number is, Code Olympians seems to have made really short work of 319. On to the second map. This one's a bit larger, so Code Olympians might not be able to rush as effectively. 319 just left that work to die over there. That doesn't seem like a great strategy. And it looks like Code Olympians is gonna make short work again. So, Code Olympians advances on. This is now match 9 of 16 in this, and we have What Could Go Wrong, who I believe were the 2nd seed, against Topaz. What could go wrong? Oh, they're also being aggressive with their workers, advancing really fast, but... What even happened? I didn't even register that they built units that weren't workers. I want to watch that again. Oh my god. That happened so fast. They built knights. I didn't think knights were a good unit, but What Could Go Wrong is using them. Clearly they must be. Well done to What Could Go Wrong. Let's see if they can make short work again on a much larger map. Wow. Yeah, they're going really aggressive with those knights. I guess knights might be a good unit if you want to go for like an early game victory, because workers can't really defend themselves, and they deal so much damage against buildings. Anyways, What Could Go Wrong is advancing on to the round of 16, and Topaz is getting knocked down to the low bracket. Moving on to Stud AI versus DOS. Wow, I thought DOS was taking the upper hand there, but then Stud AI fought its way back. They've definitely got the upper hand now with their rockets. Torlock saying, Knights are pretty good now on small maps. I guess that makes sense, because there's not as much space to run. Could you shed a bit more light on the strategy behind that? Anyways, while I was distracted, Stud AI seems to have won against DOS, and moving on to game 2 of this best of 3 series. Will we see a third game? DOS definitely being really aggressive with some combat units. Okay, that was surprising. DOS just won in less time on a larger map. I guess Stud AI wasn't investing into military as much given the map was larger. But we are going to a third game and we get to see this map again. So I think DOS is going to do well here because Stud AI doesn't seem to make as many military units. And DOS definitely seems to have the upper hand here. Stud AI just has that one mage and there it goes. DOS will end up winning in a very upset. Stud AI had the higher seeding, but DOS did better. Tolok saying, the Knight and Mage Rush is a big part of the meta now among top players, though on large/windy maps. The old Ranger and Healer still seems better. That's interesting. So maybe some strats now will depend upon you to like work out what sort of map you're on. Okay, let's move on. Again, DOS ended up winning this best of 3, knocking down Stud AI to the lower bracket. This is NP Easy versus Timor's Angels. And NP Easy making it look easy. I'm sorry. Let's see if NP Easy has as easy a time again on this second game. Oh, I think they're doing fine. This is interesting. It looks like NP Easy is terrified of those workers, but finally they end up destroying them. Okay. NP Easy will end up advancing onwards. Now it's Unlimited Bot Works against Arc. This looks pretty even so far. I'd say Red has definitely taken a little more Carbonite, and now they are poking away at Blue's units. Yeah, Botworks clearly has the upper hand here, and they're going to win that match pretty quickly. Oh no way, Unlimited Botworks has the team ID 404. That's a cool team ID to have. This match going much the same way. Unlimited Botworks not going for an all-out rush like some other teams have, but nonetheless, not really having much difficulty. Unlimited Botworks, in any rate, is going to be moving on. This is now match 13 of 16 in this round, and we have, I'm just going to call them Blank versus Space Invaders. And Blank not having much difficulty there. That's again one of the fastest wins we've seen on this map, and they harvested an enormous amount of the map. So moving on to the second game. Maybe we'll see a best of 3. Well, a third game in this series, rather. And we do not. Blank, again, not having much difficulty with Space Invaders. Okay. We're now looking at Test Team But It May against Kappa. We only have 3 games left in this round. Again. Kappa has an early mage. They seem to be really effective with that. They're not doing... I didn't see any knights. They're not doing the mage knight rush, but they do have mages that were doing pretty good work. Anyways, Kappa wins pretty quickly. Give me 1 sec. We just received a request to have some lower quality streams. Let me investigate this slightly. I don't want to delay the stream too much because of this. Let me see if there's any options that I can work with. Give me 1 sec. I'm not going to touch this right now, actually. I'm going to just leave it as is, and we can move on in this. But yeah, again, we're back to test team, but it may versus Kappa. Yeah, spam your Kappa emoji in chat. Kappa ends up winning this. So I believe Kappa won the first match as well. Yeah, so Kappa ends up moving on, and it's test team, but it may knock down to the lower bracket. Now on to Pseudoers versus All Day Fan Club. And Pseudoers are doing quite well. I'd say they definitely had the upper hand in that one, and they will win the first game in this best of 3. Moving on to the second map. I am transfixed on Pseudo's avatar. I'm trying to work out what that is. It looks like a unhappy computer with a price tag with an S on it. Well, clearly that avatar helped inspire the robots of Red to victory, so Pseudoers ends up advancing on to the round of 4, and All Day Fan Club gets knocked down to the lower bracket. Again, all of these teams getting knocked down to the lower bracket still have a solid chance at climbing their way back up, but it's definitely, you'd rather be in the upper bracket. Moving on to the Samosas versus Rock. This looks pretty close. Well, it looks pretty close. It looked like the Rock was fighting back a bit, but then Samosas took a decisive advantage. Moving on. Oh, we haven't seen one of these in a while. It looks like Rock must have crashed. But yeah, that's a shame. But the Samosas will end up moving on here. And that was the last match in that round. So we are now on to the losers bracket. This consists of people who have got knocked out in not the past round, but the round like before that round. Which I think means this is going to be shorter. Let me see if I can get some clarity on it. I'm sure there's a bracket somewhere. Yeah, okay, so this is actually going to be... This will not be a shorter round. There will be quite a lot of matches in this round. I'm not sure exactly how many, but there will be quite a few. Yeah, anyways, we see... Whoa! Salty Noob Army with a really effective unit rush, but rushing isn't too effective when those units can't actually attack. If only those were Rangers, I think Salty Noob Army could have won that one, but those were not Rangers, and Testbot ends up winning the first game. Moving on, we see... Will Salty Noob Army build combat units this time? I am not sure if they will. I personally hope they do, but I don't think they are. Where? Oh. I was looking for those last workers of blue. They're still in the bottom left. They're just chilling. Having a good time. I can't even tell how many it is because they're moving around so fast. I think that's 3 workers just trading places. Bottom right. Having a good time. And they're about to be destroyed by the inevitable flood. Test pod having a great time out on Mars, and yeah, that will be it for Salty New Barnley. So, unfortunately, teams that lose their best of 3 now, because this is the lower bracket, you get knocked out. But rest assured that all teams that have been here have fought very valiantly so far in Battlecode. And congrats to both teams, seriously. Moving on to Test Bot Please Ignore versus Quick Maths. Quick Maths quickly harvesting some resources and quickly dispatching Test Bot Please Ignore. So they will be taking this first game. Moving on to our second game. Test Bot Please Ignore definitely putting up more of a fight this time, but Quick Maths is also doing better, and they have much more unit value. Yeah, there goes Test Bot Please Ignore's last factory, and that's the game. Test Bot Please Ignore gets knocked out. Now on to Jebediah Kerman's something something versus My Red Button Works. Well, let's see if My Red Button has a red button that works. What? I don't know if it was the red button, but My Red Button definitely had the advantage there. They performed quite valiantly and ended up working. Moving on to the second game in this battle to the death. Yeah, Jebediah Kerman unfortunately did not seem to do very much there. I guess it's in the Kerbal way to embrace failure, but it's not quite in the Battlecode way. Yeah. Moving on. My Red Button will advance on through the lower bracket. Jebediah Kerman, unfortunately, has been knocked out. Moving on to Name Error versus CB. I don't understand the connection between CB and the Darth Vader avatar. I'm sure there's a connection there, but I have no idea. This is interesting. Name Error has so many factories, but I think CB has more combat units. Oh, actually, Name Error has a lot of combat units now too, and they're well exceeding in unit value. Yeah, I think Name Error definitely has the upper hand now. That's going to be it for CB. Oh, Name Error team name is not defined. Okay, well, moving onwards. Name Error is up 1 in this best of 3. If they can win this game, then they will be knocking out CB and advancing onwards themselves. Let's see if they have what it takes. Again, Name Error has a lot of factories. And they're pausing before they start making combat units, but now they are. That factory isn't even fully built. Doesn't quite seem like an optimal strategy, but it worked for them in the first game. They have a ton of knights, they're just not attacking with them. Like, compare these unit values, it's like 3k to 1.5k. Wow, how's CB's unit? It doesn't seem like... Oh! Okay, well, neither team made it to Mars, but, it's fine. Name Error will end up advancing onwards. Okay, Error coding skills versus O of 2 to the n factorial. I'm curious. Does anyone actually know an O of 2 to the n factorial problem? Let me know if there is one. I'm genuinely curious about this. Is Battlecode a problem of that magnitude? I have no idea. But... doesn't look like a great time to be error coding skills right now. They were a bit trapped back there for a long time, and now they are getting wrecked. Okay, let's see if error coding skills manages to escape the fate of getting wrecked this time around. Oh, 2 to the n factorial doing that same sort of strategy where it just, like, sieges the opponent. So error coding skills doesn't really have the space to expand, but they're not that far behind in unit value, honestly. Except O of 2 to the n factorial now building rockets, so I don't see how error coding skills are going to win this. Yeah, because the Flood kills all of Red's units, but I don't think Blue had landed yet, but they did have rockets en route to Mars. So that's it. Congrats to O of 2 to the n factorial. You've advanced onwards, and now we see TUC versus the other team. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's TUC's only unit. Why? No! You gotta do something. Well, that worker just didn't feel like doing Battlecode today, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, the other team is hesitant. The other team is almost sad to destroy that worker, but eventually they do terminate it. And that would be the other team taking the first match. Yeah, Tolix, I've noticed that weird avatar updating bug. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but oh well. It's not the end of the world. Okay, let's see if the other team has a more sophisticated strategy this time around. Oh, it's TUC with the... No. Oh, that's just sad. I feel bad for these guys. Those workers could have done such, like, greatness, but, they're just staying here. Yeah, Dajinshu. I think that's probably what's going on with the avatar, so it's not too big a deal. Whale Vomit. How many did they make it this far? Do you mean, like, how many games have already been played? The other team, unfortunately... Well, the other team advances onwards, but TUC getting knocked out with its workers that did not quite do anything. Ah, damn, awesome, Lemonade. Were you that team? I'm sorry. I myself uploaded the wrong robot for the qualifying tournament. It's not the end of the world. Like, seriously, there's always next time. And we do have the open tournament coming up. Anyways, I was distracted, but the Mean Square ended up winning this first game against Pilsvergipston. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that. I'm so sorry if I butchered that name. Moving onwards. The Mean Square is up one game. Okay, the mean square is going to take this best of 3. They will advance onwards through the losers bracket, but Pillars for Gifting will be knocked out, unfortunately. Now on to Cattlepod versus... My Manizos is better than... I don't know what I can't pronounce that. But it looks like my Manizol is doing aight. I'm just gonna call them Dr. House, because that's what their avatar seems to be. Oh, Gru is back. Hey Gru.
Jamie.
We are currently halfway through the losers round of some number.
Alright.
Yeah.
Have we been having any technical issues?
No, actually. One minor thing that got brought up is some people have requested a lower quality stream.
Alright.
Because currently we are only streaming at 720p, as it turns out.
I can
But
imagine that might be tricky for some of the internet.
yeah. Yeah, we're gonna update the results page at some point in time. I'll be straight with you, I myself do not know how to do that, but
I think I do.
okay, Gru can do that for us now. 144p. I'm not sure if you could watch Battlecode in 144p.
Is that just a setting we can tweak in OBS?
It probably is. Do you want to have a tinker with it?
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Why don't I switch seats with you?
Yeah. Move my stuff over.
Yeah. Excuse the brief pause in our stream.
Give it a futz. Settings. Let's try that. Video. Okay.
Yeah, we might need to take the stream down
Give
first.
us a moment. We'll be back in a second.